Hey everybody, this is Nick from Come to Pass, and you're watching The Rooster Show.
Hello, my friends. This is Rooster Jones. Welcome to the Rooster Show. Today we have Fear or Die. Yes, they came out with their debut album in 1993. I believe this is the cover behind me of their new album that's going to be coming out. So we have Larry, Eddie Green, Ducky Ducky. All right, we got some people.
You doing all right?
Hello, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can't see you yet. I'm
Oh,
working on it. It's doing thinking. It's like they can't believe that people are actually showing up. Like, wow, people are here. I gotta start, thinking. Computer technology. Hey, there you are, Larry. How you doing, buddy?
Good, bub.
Okay. I gotta know something.
Sure.
When you gave me that list of all the people in the band, man, you're like the first name on the list. Does that mean you the main badass of the band?
Oh no, not even close.
Hello, Eddie. How you doing, buddy?
Dude, good man. How are you?
There's the vocals. Good to have you, man. Good to have you. And then we got Gary, senior drummer, on the way. Well,
Yeah.
welcome to the Rooster Show, guys. I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to put up with me.
Come on.
Anyway, so you guys came around in 1993 with your debut album. That I put on the little poster. Did you guys like that?
Yeah.
Like a denim patch.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know why it came to me like that, but
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Gary's having some issues. It's like,
Come on, Gare.
come on, dude. We believe you can fly. So, are you all the original members?
All original plus one.
Plus one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool,
I was
man.
not. I'm a well, I say new edition, but what, 6, 7 years now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're the new vocals. So
Mhm.
before that was it you
It was
doing the
Larry.
vocals, Larry?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So you do guitar and vocals.
Correct.
Okay. I got you. I paid attention a little bit. Okay,
Right
so Fear Not, man. How did that come about? How did that vision come alive?
Many, many, many moons ago.
Oh yes, I'm Indian, so I understand the many moons.
Yeah. So, growing up, we all the four originals, we all had the same dream, we all wanted to be a rock star, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I actually answered an ad in the Recycler, which was something out in California.
Yeah, I know the recycle. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, a little magazine that had the I
yeah.
know it. Yeah, it has
So,
recyclable stuff. Yeah, the recycler and all that. Yeah, you can buy bikes and
yeah.
yeah. I'm
So
from Southern California, buddy.
come on. Yes, sir.
All right.
I miss it, but I like where I'm at here too.
Yes, sir.
But I answered the ad, and lo and behold, it was Gary. And the I don't know if you're familiar with the band Love Life, but that was like pre Fear Not.
Okay.
And we had a different guitar player at the time. But so we had formed a band and eventually became a band called Love Life. And with that, um, there was just some things going different directions, and um, two of the members actually uh, left the band, which opened the door for Chris and Rod.
Okay.
So then once that happened, we ended up choosing the name Fear Not.
Ah,
Yep.
it's a
And so
very catchy name. Very catchy logo.
yeah, we
There's
got
Senor Gary.
there he is.
Oh, look at that. You do have
Hey,
white hair like me.
Look
what's
I'm
up?
waiting to compare them. Yeah, but yeah, I
at
think I
that.
got you bet. I got platinum. I use purple shampoo, man.
Yeah.
Can't stop me. What's up, man? Good to have you,
Uh,
bud.
sorry it took me a minute. I got a new computer. I always forget that it doesn't have a microphone or oh shoot.
Yeah,
You're
you
good.
you
You're
sound
good.
great. You look
I'm good.
wonderful.
What happened? All right, I lost my picture though.
No, you're right here. I see you. So don't touch them. You're doing good. So,
You
man,
Okay, I
you're
can't
drummer, man,
can't I
huh?
can't see I can't see y'all. But
can do a
yeah,
couple hair flips though.
Yeah. So, hey, Gary, man, how long you been a drummer, bud?
uh
Let's
50
say hand
years,
drums. 50 years?
56 years,
Oh,
50 almost,
wow.
yeah, a long time.
That's awesome.
I'm 63. I started when I was 8. So
Wow,
a
that's
long
awesome.
time.
Good for you. I
Isn't
started
that crazy?
playing music when I was 16. Now I'm 53. This coming month,
Wow.
June 23rd. So I love it. I love it. I love writing music. So are you? So when you got done, when you started playing, I mean, were you in some early punk bands? What did you do in the early
Uh,
days, man? More Slaughter,
I guess I,
Borner,
I
or
guess
what?
you could say I I started playing no, actually I started playing like Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, the Beatles, um whatever records I had, that's what I played.
Yeah, I
So
gotcha. AC/DC, man,
I
that's
had
always a good one to play. I mean, there's such a simple beat, but you know what? It's like I can't imagine life without it.
yeah.
You know, I mean that sound.
Are
Imagine
you?
if they're gone. It'll be horrible.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
AC/DC. So
Yeah.
respect to them.
Oh, yeah. Are you
Anyway, wait, what?
a drummer?
No, but
Oh,
I do know how to play. Yes, but do I call myself a drummer? No.
I
I
got
do
you.
want to get back into playing though. I do want to get a set eventually, and I loved it. My buddy, a best friend of mine, taught me how to play drums, and I'm more an axe player, guitar, rhythm,
Yeah.
and I love playing bass as well. And just writing, I like to write lyrics, and stuff. Yeah,
That's Eddie's wheelhouse, man. That guy's lyrical machine.
Eddie, man, tell me about it, bud. You voice of an opera singer.
No, not hardly. Um, it was funny because it just kind of comes and goes for me.
Yeah,
Well, I say that, and then all of a sudden it was just like the floodgates opened, as we started writing this new stuff. And, I think I've got 50 or 60 sets of lyrics, that are in just in the barn right
Mm.
now.
that's
But
awesome.
normally, the way that it would work is, it's kind of funny whenever I first came into the band, it was Larry approached me and I had done Five Finger Death Punch, Kill Switch Engage style vocals with the band that was
Gotcha.
previous. And Larry approached me because I knew him through motorcycle ministry.
Okay.
And I had laid that band down a couple years before and really was going to focus more on kind of singer songwriter type stuff
Yeah.
and kind of get out of the rock and roll game. Um, and Larry calls me up out of the blue. I hadn't talked to him in probably 2 years.
Yeah.
And he calls me up out of the blue and he's like, "Hey man," he goes, "You still playing music?" And that's, well, I'll probably always be playing music in some capacity.
Gotcha.
I said, "I'll be 80 years old in a nursing home playing guitar to whoever will listen."
Right.
I said, but he's like, "Well, I wanted to know if you might be interested in being in Fear Not." Well, as a singer, that's sacred ground.
Yeah.
It is when you have an iconic vocal like Larry does, to come in and a singer replace a singer is normally very taboo.
Yeah. I mean,
And so I
I
already
get
had
you.
a lot of apprehension about doing that. I said, but yeah, let's see what happens. So I go over to his house and we re-record Love Is All Right.
Okay.
And he sends it to the band. And they're like, "Yeah, we dig it. We dig the spin he's putting on it. Let's see what happens." So the guys
Yeah.
all fly in, introduce them to the producer that I had been working with. And at this point, I hadn't been writing at all. And this is kind of how it had always worked for me. And I go in, and Gary is cutting the drum tracks. I had not met these guys yet. They had been in the studio for 2 days recording. I come in on that Sunday. They had been there Friday, Saturday, working with the producer, laying stuff down. And I drive in to come meet them. I walk in. Gary's cutting the drum tracks to Don't Want None. And I just immediately start writing. And Gary goes, "How did what?" I never forget it. He goes, "So what'd you think of that?" He was talking to Kyle. And I'm like, "Set a vocal mic up now." And everybody's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Set a mic up." I walked in and cut Don't Want None.
It's crazy.
And
That's
the
awesome.
chemistry from that moment, if you put us in a room, we're writing songs. I mean, it is just that way. It just pours out
That's
like
awesome.
that.
Because you
And
guys
Larry,
are still
go
and
ahead.
always will be a Christian band, right?
Well, yes, but I do want to kind of preface that a little bit. We're a band of Christians. Okay.
Yes.
Christian music in and of itself is not Christian. It's the lyrical content that makes it that way.
Gotcha.
So we're a rock band
Definitely.
that are faith filled believers, and
Gotcha.
we talk about Jesus, but
Same here.
we're kind of trying to move away from that. Christian music is the only one that double labels that, and I think what ends up happening is it segregates you away from the people who need to hear it the most.
It's true.
And what ends up happening is somebody, just because they know you're a Christian band, will immediately pass judgment and put the CD down and not
They
even
do.
listen to it.
The wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
and
that
I know, and
famous wall we
they can
talked about.
attest to
Yep.
this too.
Yep.
I grew up listening to Petra and Mylon Lefevre
That's it.
and all these guys.
Yeah.
Petra was the very first concert I saw. Well, being an 80s metalhead, the biggest problem I had with it is Christian music was cheesy.
Yeah.
In
Altar Boys was my
comparison to
first
Rat
concert.
and Scorpions and all that. Now, it did evolve
Yeah,
to
it did.
where the Christian rock and Christian metal scene became the forefront of musicianship, like August Burns Red, bands like that. But I will never forget whenever I started playing my first band at 16 years old, and everybody's like, all the guys that I hung out with that were 80s rock guys, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Well, tell me about your band." I'm like, "Oh, we're a Christian band." Immediately they shut down. Immediately they were
They
done. They
do.
didn't matter how good we were. It didn't matter what we sounded like,
Nope.
just because I said the word Christian band. So We are, yes, we're a ministry first and foremost,
Gotcha.
but our ministry and our hearts are to reach those people that would never set foot in a church.
Yes. Good. Thank you. That was well said. Well said. Larry, you got something to say, huh?
No, that was
Yeah,
it.
that was he nailed it. I
He
liked
nailed
it
it, man.
because
Yeah.
that this is exactly they put up walls, you know. I mean, and you really don't want that. I mean that's first and foremost. You want people to be open minded to what you have to say.
Yep.
Everybody's hurting, you know. You're just as much hurting as the person that needs to hear the song that's out in the audience. So I
Well, and
mean, come on now.
it's
We've,
funny you bring that up because that's really the way I write. You know, my
yeah,
life was easy before I became a Christian because I wasn't a threat.
yeah,
You know, I always tell people if you are living an easy life, you're not a threat. You know, the devil wants to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to expose you. He wants to humiliate you, and he wants to show, try to present this presence of power that he's more powerful than the power you have within you. So you're under constant attack, and that's how you know that you're that's the so I write from the struggle side of life. I write from the warfare side of Christianity. And
understand.
so yeah, it's a lot of the stuff when you read it, like Crashing Down, our newest single, it's dark, but there's always that light at the end of the tunnel.
That's good, Gary.
Yes,
So
sir.
so okay now is this has been you've been here since the beginning of Fear Not, right?
Yes,
Since
sir.
the very beginning. Okay,
I'm
so
OG.
huh?
I'm OG.
Yeah, yeah, OG. Okay, so what do you feel about the about the ministry part of this band?
Uh, I mean, it's always been a ministry. It's always been what we've done as a ministry. I feel, I mean, I totally agree with what Eddie said. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a label. I mean, we are in the Christian music scene, and that's just where we landed, and that's where we've been. But we've always, I mean, we started on Sunset Strip in Hollywood. We
yes,
started playing in Hollywood in the the late 80s, and when it was crazy down there, and we went in with a ministry mind, and but we still share the stage with everybody, and
yeah,
we still want to do that. I mean, we've got some tour dates coming up with some secular bands. We've done, we're I mean, the Lord has really given me a vision for that. We don't really fit in anywhere.
yeah.
Um,
You
we
actually
don't,
are. You guys stand out
yeah,
as
and
your own
so
identity. I mean, some say that they want to say you're like Skid Row or Guardian and a few other bands they name, but you really are yourself. You guys stand out, and the talent that you all have, both guitarists and everything. I mean, just you guys are amazingly talented, and you flow so well together, and you
Yeah.
sound so professional and
That's
clean.
yeah.
So I
That
didn't
and
mean to
thank
interrupt you, Gary, but thank you for
No,
putting
no,
up
no.
with it.
I mean, we put Christ first in our lives and in our
Yes,
music. And when we go out there, the reason we're going out there is ministry, is to share Christ. But as far as you know, I think we're more anointed towards playing with non-Christian bands. We've always been that. We
gotcha.
haven't been
Yes,
accepted
yes.
into that Christian crowd as much
Well,
as other bands might
Jesus
be.
did go to the sick, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, it really, I mean, we're sometimes just as sick,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
so, I mean, and church ain't a building, so it's just a body of believers,
Well, I think
so
I
getting
think you
people
got to
together,
expand on that too.
yeah,
It is, when we look at what we're tasked to do as Christians, I think, you said it perfectly. It's outside of the four walls of the church. We Christ didn't call us to float 3 feet off the ground, preaching judgment, condemnation,
yep.
self-righteousness, Pharisaical attitudes, beatitudes. He said, I've come and I've abolished all the commandments but one, that ye love one another. And,
thinking out of my mouth. I was thinking out of the tip of my
so
tongue.
whenever we look that's why
Uh,
you'll see us preaching to the alcoholic,
yep.
or the adulterer or the drug addict, because it's our job. The word Christian means Christ-like. Now, are we perfect? Absolutely not. None of us got up and walked on the water this morning. That didn't happen. But at the end of the day, it's God gave us the power to heal the sick, raise the dead, cause the blind to see and the deaf to hear, but he never gave us the power to stand in judgment of another human being. He said, "Judge not, lest you be judged 10 times over." So we try to walk in love, and you will see that us embody that. After the show, we're out in the crowd praying for people, praying with people.
Yes,
It's just the way God's called us to be.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. You have such a nice voice.
Thank
Seriously, man, I like it.
He's got a great
Yeah,
voice.
Morgan Freeman, dude, type of
Oh,
voice. Like
Oh, yeah.
a
wow.
voice like a pillow.
I
You
thought
know,
he
so
could totally do voiceovers and stuff like that.
Well,
funny.
I have a face for radio. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
and honestly, I was going to compliment you on your beer too. And by the
Thank
way,
you.
Ventura, are you from Ventura?
No,
Oh,
I spend a
I,
lot of time traveling with my job, and I was
I,
out there and stopped at Ventura Harley.
yeah, I have grandparents that live in Ojai, right
Hmm.
there, Santa Paula.
I think
Uh,
I was in Santa Barbara whenever I went there. So,
gotcha. I gotcha. Okay,
Well, what's
Larry.
up, fellas?
Okay, Larry, I'm gonna pick your head. Hey, what's up, Chris?
Look at that. He
Okay,
made it.
Chris,
Made it.
you made it, man. Welcome
Man, I'm
aboard.
construction in my house here, so I was a little late. Sorry about that, but better
It's a,
late than never, right?
yeah, definitely, man. So, tell me, man. Let's talk to you for a little bit. Welcome, Chris. Is
Yeah,
Chris the guitarist for the? I mean, obviously, look at all those
I've been
wonderful axes.
that.
That's awesome. Well, good for you. Tell me, how long you been being a guitarist? When did you find the passion, the drive to be a guitarist, huh?
Man, I'll tell you what. At a young age, probably about like 14 or 15 years old, I'd always wanted to play. Had a well, I'll just flat out tell you, man. I had a really sordid childhood. Ended up at a drug rehab center when I was a kid. I was about 14 or 15, and I
Yep.
ended up in Dallas, Texas. And
I'm a
my
meth
roommate,
addict,
what's that?
meth addict here. So,
Yeah,
from back in the day. So, yep, I
yeah.
understand drugs.
So
So we can
my
talk
room,
freely here. Huh?
okay, fair
15
enough.
years clean.
Yeah, so the guy that I was rooming with was like a really great guitar player, and he just, man, I just used to sit down and work with him, and he taught me how to play guitar,
That's
and
awesome.
it actually really helped me get my life turned around. Funny enough, that and God, obviously, but
It's not funny. It's true, man. I mean,
yeah,
it's music is a remedy.
it is.
I mean, yeah, just because we're musicians doesn't mean we're perfect.
No,
I
sir.
mean, it's just, and it's sometimes really hard to get what's inside out. And as a musician, we try. I mean, I play bass, I play drums a little bit, guitar and
Yeah,
keyboard. I love the write lyrics, as well. But it's just when finally something comes out, and you get that chill that down your spine, and you just get tear in your eye, and you feel
yeah,
it, and it's a great joy to feel that, whether it's a guitar riff that you put together that, wow, this is totally different from nothing. This doesn't sound like anything we've done before. And it rocks. Because sometimes it's hard to come up with new stuff, fresh stuff, you
it is.
know? It's
Yeah.
frustrating. You come up with something and you'll be like, oh, that does sound like track 2 of the first album. Ah, darn it. Back to the drawing board.
Well, that's the argument I've had with Larry. Is just like, I mean, I just feel like different guitars bring out different ideas and different sounds, and
Ah,
that's why you end up with a few of them, and
a
like
few of them.
inspire you. It might be a new like little
Yeah,
guitar pedal, could be cheap, could be something, but all of a sudden it's just like, man, all right, I just hear something,
I,
and
I understand.
inspiration
Yep.
hits. You could be driving down the road, and I've had that happen a bunch of times. It's like all of a sudden you just hear something.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the way it is.
That's awesome. God speaks through the noise and speaks through sounds and all that good stuff. It's weird.
Agreed. Yep.
But he does.
Yeah.
We just gotta be open minded to listen. Larry, go ahead. You have something to say? I know you do. You're antsy over there, man.
Look, buddy.
That's me, man. I'm just a jumpy, guy that bounces off the walls like almost the minute I wake up. And I know Gary's like, 'cause well, probably for the past, I don't know, 6 months or something, I'd call him at like 6 in the morning. Hey, what are you doing?
Ew.
He does.
What's
Oh,
up?
that's funny. So, Larry, man, when did you get this passion for playing for Christ and just rocking out, man, and being a rock band rocker, a
I
rock
was,
musician?
it's funny because I seriously, I mean, I wanted to be a rock star, when I first started playing. And myself and my cousin, we would jam in my garage, and we would get guys from high school and stuff like that to come over and set up a drum set, uh, and we would take a break or something to go in the house, and every time my mom, and I kid you not, she would just confess over us, one day you're going to be playing for Jesus. And I
Yeah,
was, mom, you can't
Mom's
play that, can't play rock and roll and
yeah.
you know, and do that. You just can't. And man, sure enough, I was 16 years old, and
What's up with that age?
I
That's the
don't
same
know,
year
but
for me too.
yeah, I was 16, and a guy from high school had been witnessing to me, and he invited me to go to a concert, and it was at Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa.
Yay.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
know. I know. Yeah.
And it was the Resurrection
Oh,
Band.
Ah,
now,
Yep. And
that's
and
bad.
that's when I decided it, the connection happened. And I'm like, my mom praying says I could play for Jesus, but I could still play music like this. I'm in,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And so,
That's good. That's
yeah,
good
I mean,
stuff.
it wasn't always, smooth sailing. I had my moments of, you know, the wanting to live the secular life still, but
Oh yeah.
that was very short lived, man. The Lord grabbed a hold of me and was like, dude,
It
you don't
hasn't let go.
want to go down this road, and
Okay, we're running short on time now, guys.
sure.
So I want to talk about the new album, man. That's behind me, right?
Mhm.
yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me about this, man. Who wants to talk? Eddie, you want to talk about it?
Sure.
Tell us about your new album. When's it coming out? And
So, or am I allowed to say?
I mean, you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
you
yeah.
can say general stuff. You don't have
Friday,
to
June 27th, Weight of the World will launch.
okay. Way of
It's
the
an
world.
EP. It is follow up to Fields of Sorrow. You've kind of already heard, some of the direction that we're going, but there's a couple surprises on there, and it's what we're planning on doing is releasing this EP and hopefully having a full length with some bonus tracks out by either the end of the year or the first of 2026.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're already in the process of writing,
Yes,
the
sir.
rest of the full length. Um, it's just continual evolution, from the band. It is, but again, the subject matter is pretty heavy. Um, the next, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe the next single will be "Weight of the World" will be the title track,
I,
and
so
it's by far and away the heaviest track on the album. Um,
so
kind
far,
of,
so
yeah,
far.
so far. Well,
So far.
on this EP, on this
Yes,
incarnation, it
yes.
is. But we wanted the reason we chose to go the EP route is because it's been 3 years since we've put anything out,
Yeah.
and we just had this
Makes sense.
quickening to start writing and getting new music out, and we had thought, hey, let's just release EPs every 6 months. And we talked to the labels, and because we're with two labels, our physical distribution is through Rocks, and
Yeah,
our digital
Rocks. Yep.
distribution is through Resurrection. And they work flawlessly together. We love that, because we didn't want to lose the physical side, and we love Bill. And Resurrection was gracious enough to say, you know what, let's let him handle the physical releases and we'll handle the digital releases. And they're working really well together. So
That's
we are
awesome.
super excited. But yeah, Friday,
Good stuff.
or June 27th is the release of Weight of the World.
That's awesome. Well, awesome. So I'm stoked. Okay. Who did the artwork? That is amazing artwork. The colors are
yeah,
just
that's-
explosive.
Scott Waters.
Yep.
Scott Waters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's awesome. He
yeah,
does a
that's
lot of the artwork for Bill Rocks.
all right. Sounds good, man. Anybody you like to say thanks to for you guys' success so far for Fear Not? And what would you like to say to your fans? A two-parter.
I gotta say thank you. First and
Yeah,
foremost,
do it.
my wife and my family. It is
Very true.
when you do this. Whenever you do this, if you don't have this, if God won't bless a mess, and if you don't have the support of your, you don't have the support of your family, then God ordained the family before He did the ministry.
Yes,
sir.
So if you don't have the support of them, this is all going to fall by the wayside. So kudos to them, because I got pictures of my kids in diapers underneath the merchandise table,
So
and
awesome.
it is, she's been very gracious, and because we are polar opposite. She's a country girl, she's not rock and roll in any way, shape, or form, but she's always been my biggest cheerleader,
Yeah.
and so without her, I wouldn't still be doing, without her and her blessing, I wouldn't still be doing this.
Well said. Well said. How about you, Chris?
Man, I am absolutely in agreement with Eddie. A house divided can't stand. And 110, man, my wife has just been such a huge support with my music career the whole time, even through the hard times. And it's an amazing thing to have a family that stands behind you to be able to do this kind of ministry.
Yes, sir, it is. My
Very
wife too. 26 years almost.
Oh,
man, congratulations.
July 3rd. So
Nice.
Well done,
yeah,
friend.
it's awesome.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
so, anything else you'd like to say, Chris? Or are you good?
Just, man, we've had just a myriad of people that have stood up and helped us, and are continuing to help us. Obviously, Gary Nixon, our manager, and man, Anthony Gobert has just been an amazing. He's doing our merchandise, but he's also just like a really good sounding board. And just, man, I'm trying to remember. Well, all I can tell you is there's just been a bunch of people recently just stepping forward to help us, especially with the new label with Aaron and just everybody there. And, obviously, Bill Rocks, all these people that have just believed in this the whole time, and definitely the fans. Just God bless you guys, man. Can't wait to see you.
So you guys, we're going to be having some tours.
We are.
You are?
Working on some stuff. Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
okay.
We're going to be in Immortal. I know you probably heard of that, Immortal
Yeah,
Fest.
Immortal Fest, yes.
Yep, we're going to be there, and there's some other things in the works that really, really looking forward to.
Well,
And,
I mean, we
Okay,
can
yeah,
say
your turn, Larry. Go ahead.
we're also going to be playing 2 nights here in Tulsa with the Texas Hippie Coalition at the Shrine
Cool.
in November.
That's
Yep.
sweet.
Yeah.
so,
Right.
yeah,
Forward to that.
So anybody you like to thank there, Larry?
The same. I mean, my amazing wife. And that's the thing. Every one of us have been blessed with amazing families and support. It's just,
That's so cool.
that's just how good God is, man. And again, like Chris says, just everyone who's behind us at the labels and uh, Gary, our Nixon, our manager, and just everybody. I mean, we have so many fans that we stay in touch with on Facebook personally, and they back us up 100%. They have our back, and we just can't thank them enough.
And I want to say something, Larry, to you that uh, I'm pretty impressed about you turning over being the vocalist to Eddie, and that's very, very humble of you to do that. And I know as a songwriter, I can't imagine somebody else singing my lyrics, and then because it's my tragedies, my issues. But
Sure.
then, but then at the same time, when I mean, it's not like somebody else can't reach that same passion, or relate with it, and then add their own little twist to it, as well, and maybe even make a different meaning behind it. So
Well,
I just wanted to say, man, that's pretty cool.
I appreciate that, man. And bringing Eddie on has made us who we are today.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And has brought us to I think it's we have this song, this new title of on the upcoming EP. It's called A Circle Complete, and I believe that for us that was bringing Eddie in the mix, and
Great songwriter.
I think we found our niche. I think musically we have come to into our own, and it's just been really good.
Yep.
It's so awesome. I appreciate you guys' heart, man. You guys have wonderful hearts, man. Wonderful souls. Appreciate that because we feel it in your music, anyways. And so this just confirms it. So I can't believe it. We have Fear Not here on the Roosta Show. Gary, I guess he's gone.
I'm here.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
you're
there.
there. Okay, there.
Look at that.
All right. Anything you'd like to say, Gary? We have a couple more minutes if you want.
Yeah. I just there's a lot of guys that know that we love them, and so I mean we thanked him on the records, but I did miss one of my friends, and so I'm going to say it publicly. His name is Ron Pagan. He's always praying for us. He's been a really good friend, a supporter. He jumps in like, if he knows this is on, he'll be on. He supports live music better than anyone I know. He's a good drummer. He's just a really good friend, and I forgot to put him on the record, and I feel like a heel, so I wanted to shout him. I'm going to shout him out at the interview. But there's also, the same, my wife, my family, my kids, that's been amazing. They are always in support of me. I, leaving on the weekends and playing in bands all over and doing my thing. Always supportive. But, same guys as these guys, but they're the people I grew up with that support me still. It's amazing the amount of response I get from people who, I've lost touch with, on a day-to-day personal basis, but they still got my back. And I thank all my old homies that every once in a while I'll get this just amazing email saying, "Hey Gary, it sounds great, man, awesome," and it's really cool to be able to be our age. The three of Larry, Chris, and I are basically born in the same year, and to be a senior citizen. I mean, honestly, and still be rocking, and still be able to do it, and still be able to, load a truck and drive 10 hours and play a gig, and load the truck and drive 10 hours home, and still have the energy to do that. I mean, God is just. That's how we kind of know God's in it. We're
God
still
is good.
We're still healthy. We're still doing our thing. So, and I want to thank you, Rooster, for reaching out to us and having us on this show and being so humble and gracious to us. We just, we really do appreciate the people who support us. And if there's anything we can do for you ever, and we'll shout you out as much as we can too. So
yeah, definitely. I need a shout out.
We have a
in front of my interviews. I always do a little shout out video of bands. So yeah, I'll definitely need one from you guys.
we have a Fear Not. We're kind of a street gang though, bro.
Yeah.
You know, once you're in, you don't get out.
Oh yeah.
So
What do I get? A shirt in the past or what?
uh,
In a card?
Well, we have to
Fear
jump
Not
you
card?
in. We have to jump you in,
we have to
Rooster,
jump
so-
you in first.
That's all right, man. Just spit on me, kick.
Oh.
Just don't hit me in the face.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I mean, because I got to do my show. I got to look good.
Yeah.
yeah, that you do.
Okay, man.
That's awesome. But yeah, we appreciate, you know, there's some other people who have radio shows that play our songs all the time, and you know, Dave Cruz has just been a huge supporter of us. Brad Buell, just these guys that they're always pushing us. You know,
Good stuff.
anytime there's
Shay,
anyone
you
for a
gotta
band,
say
Che
Shay.
Fitzgerald, those are the guys who actually, it was their brainchild to get us together and actually play live and see how it goes. So that's mine.
Right on. Well, I love you guys, man. We're out of here. But
Bruce,
All right, bro.
I appreciate you. Much love to your families. I'll be praying for you. Be praying for much success on your new album, your new EP coming out. And once again, we had Fear Not here on the Rooster Show. More rock, less cock. Thank you very much, guys. You guys take care of yourself, and we'll talk soon.
See you, Rooster.
hope
Yes,
to see you
sir.
down the line.
What was that?
I said I hope to see you down the line, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Somewhere.
Definitely. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Always
Yes,
hit
Are you
me
here?
up.
You're here in Tennessee?
No, I'm in Idaho.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Excellent.
yeah, I'm in Idaho.
All right. Hopefully we can get out to that northwest.
Boise would be the place to go.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
See ya.